This is the building instructions video that is accompanying the building instructions for the DAF XF multi-team truck. In this video I'll show you not only all the parts, all the steps where there are some difficulties in building this truck, but also how to add lights, because that's not shown in the instructions, and other small tips and tricks in order to construct it. The instructions are found on c-mt.dk. I'm adding a link in the description below if you're not here already. Now, this truck is bright light orange, but if you want it in a different color than unrebrickable, you can choose to ignore colors when it's finding the parts for you. Similarly, if you just want to export the parts to a bricklink list right here, then you can choose to substitute a color like this bright light orange with another color of your choosing before you export the list. In step number 9 on page 13, you have this rear assembly where you have to put in the motor. But if you're simply sticking the motor in like this, then you can see the gray cross axle in the middle here is pushed in. So in the instructions I even made a notice that you have to make sure that the cross axle does not push into the mechanism. So you can simply push it back into the motor like that, or you can choose to take out the cross axle, put it into the motor first, and then while holding the gear with one hand, put the motor into the assembly. Step 10 of page number 14, you're supposed to add this little red cross axle to the rear in order to hold the latch in place. And it's simply done like this. And it might fall out now because it's simply a cross axle inside of this mechanism. But if you go to the next page, you can see you're making these small holders. These. And on the next page after that, you can see that they are supposed to hold the red cross axle in like this. And in that way, it is a sturdy mechanism that doesn't break. And the cross axle can't fall out again. Step 13, on page 19, you're supposed to add the silicone band. It goes underneath the latch, above this pin, and below this little tank in the rear. I prefer to put it underneath of this lightsaber bar as well. So now you can press down on the latch and you can see this moved just a bit back, and that is okay. In the next step, we are attaching this part on the rear. It is hiding and touching the silicone band, but that's okay as well, because the function still works. And it is supposed to push this out just a bit. And the last part on this page is to add the fifth wheel. Fifth wheel constructs like this, and it is only attached on this single pin right here, because those blue cross axle attachments right here are not actually holding it in place. Or rather, they do hold it a bit in place, but they are not responsible for making it not fall off. So you see I destroyed it a bit here, but I can just yank it in like that. Step 17 on page 25. I note that the cable or the wire from the L motor should be above this little part here. And that should be remembered for the subsequent steps. Step 24 on page 38. Now remember, the wire had to go like that. So when we're assembling this part, it goes right here. And let's see if we can attach it. Just press it down, it connects to the frame and it connects to the sides. So that is it. On the next step, you're supposed to build these two. the rear wheel wells, and they are attached to the rear like this. So make sure that you are, see here, that this little black piece here is connected to the stud right there. You do that by pressing down from the top, like this. See if I can do it without destroying everything. And pressing together here, going underneath, pressing together here. That's how it attaches there, and to the rear bumper here. Now let's see it again with the other side. So you take it and push it into the model from the top, like this. Attach here. Make sure that it attaches here as well. That way the rear mudguards or wheel covers are attached correctly. On page 42 is where you assemble this whole lower front. There's a lot of steps that you have to go through, and there's a lot of single stud connections, like, well, pretty much everything, like how these are assembled, and there are even parts that are not supposed to connect to anything but are simply held in place using friction, like these 2x2 tiles. Now you attach the lights from behind through the white 1x1 Technic bricks, and then you're supposed to hide the cables inside of this depression that will be here. But let's see how we can do that by attaching it, because in the next step you're supposed to attach it to the truck like that. So let's see. First I attach it like this, and now that it's attached, I will try to hide the wires down in this depression. It doesn't make so much sense to hide everything right now, so let's wait until we have created the lower part of the cabin, and then we can revisit how this is being hidden. When constructing the lower part of the cabin, you can notice that this tooth right here, that is the one here, is actually not held by anything other than friction from the sides. So if you're building it and it falls down, you just have to turn this tooth, or this 1x1 grill, not 1x2 grill, in order to have enough friction for this tooth to be held in place. Now we are constructing this part, and as you can see, this green 2x2 brick means that you shouldn't add the 2x2 brick there, and instead you should take this 2x2 brick for the 9-volt lights if you want to add lights. I believe this is correct. Let's see. It should be turned around because of how stuff above it is supposed to be put in place. So put it in like this and continue the assembly. You can see the parts are added so that we have the front completely constructed like this. And we're following the instructions. Yes. So now we have to add it to the truck in the next step. So let's see how we're doing that. We have the cable for the light. We have the cables for the motors. So let's get the motors away and see if we can attach this. It's not as easy as it's simply shown in the instructions. So we got the cables from the lights. They might be in the way. So let's try to hide them down here. Then see if we can attach the lower part of the cabin like this. Okay, so now it's attached, but we might still have some cable spillage down here, as you can see right here. So I make sure that this cable is moved into the truck so it will not disturb the wheels, like that. And on the other side, this is okay. So they can extrude just a bit like you can see here, but not too much into the wheel well. So when we attach the wheel laters, they should not be touching the cables. Inside of the cabin, we make sure that this wire here is low so it doesn't intrude inside of the cabin. Step 29 on page 46 is where you're creating this receiver that needs to be attached. I added an image down here that shows how to connect the wires, but since we now also have the lights, let's try to do it in real time. So we have our truck, this new part that we have created, and we need to attach it. But first let's look at the wire. So we have the new one for the lights that we push down here on this on the right side of the truck. We got the servo motor wire that we're going to push down the other side to make sure it's out of the way and doesn't go into the cabin. Now they are both down like that. We can attach the receiver first by getting them into those dark gray pins like that, and when we turn it, they keep the cables down. We're using this cross-axle 8 in order to keep everything in place, like this. So now we don't have much going into the cabin. So we have the receiver cable right here. It needs to be attached together with the one for the lights, because those are the ones that go to the battery box. So which one is for the lights? It's this one. These two go together. Good. Now we have the cable for the L motor right here. It is supposed to go to the red side of the receiver, and we can simply thread it through here and up like this. Okay. Now we have the servo motor, and let's keep it out of the way. If we go this way around, then we can't reach. If we go the other way around, we still can't reach. So let's go through this hole first, and then underneath the other cable. This is almost like some homeworking course. Put it onto the receiver like this. Now the cables are threaded around up here, and we have this for the battery box. So let's try to do it like this. In step 31, and similarly in step 33, we are attaching these two sides. However, there is a trick to doing it. So we have our truck now, and we need to attach the right side first. So I recommend taking off this top part, attach it first, and then you can get the side in like this and simply turn the top part in order to make everything connect together like that. Let's try it again for the other side. So take this top part off, put it on like this, have it turned, have the side in place, and turn it like this in order to attach, like this. And that way you don't have to fight it in order to get it in place. On page number 52, you're creating the windscreen. It says that you need to add curved slopes inverted like this. But if you do not have this rare part that got introduced last year, then you can also use the normal slopes like I have done here, and simply have this plate connecting it like that. I made sure that there's room in the interior to attach the windscreen like this, because that might help those of you that don't have this part yet. And then we simply attach it like that. Also notice the windscreen wipers are connected so that there is just a little bit of space here and just a little bit of space there. That way they look more realistic. In step 37 on page 59, you have created this part that needs to be attached to the top. This is a connection that requires you to use the stud right here and the stud right there. So first add this little corner of the bottom to the stud here in the back, like this, and the other stud should follow easily like that. A couple of steps later you will have created the other part, which is attached similarly. So you push it in to the middle part and you attach the rear stud right here, and the other parts will follow easily like that. And that way you have the top looking like this. When you're creating the right door, it's important that this 1x1 plate round has a hole when you're attaching it to the side like this, because that way it can hold the mirror right here, which is attached like that. The next step. And with those parts in place you can attach the rest of the mirrors. Step 42 on page 67, the final step. This is where you add the wheels and the battery box. The wheels are easy to attach, so let's take a look at the battery box. I recommend putting it in first before attaching the cables on top. So bottom first, into the cabin, goes in like that, attach the cables like this, and turn it on. Light in the receiver and light in the front show that everything works as it should, but let's just test it. So we got steering and we got drive. You should be able to drive while steering to the left without issues, and similarly to the right. And that means the cables from the lights are not interfering with the wheels. If you follow these building instructions and perhaps even added lights, then you are a proud owner of a LEGO Model Team DAF XFFT of model year 2016, and it has the space cab configuration. This is not an easy truck to build, so if you finished it and didn't throw it away in frustration, then well done. If you like this video, and if you want to be notified when I have similar videos, similar trucks and similar building instructions for other trucks in the future, then remember to be a subscriber for this channel. Thank you.